Deal agreed. N'Golo Kante to Arsenal closer than ever before. Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Kaus, as I'm more than ready to bring to you the latest trade that comes in about Arsenal news. If you want any Arsenal news, more especially in the transfers, make it a point to subscribe, ring that notification bell. Nothing can go without mention. You cannot go without knowing what's taken place in the camp of Arsenal. So, for some time, a lot has been said, and this gentleman has been linked to quite a number of clubs, but definitely Arsenal is topping the list. Anyway, some people who do not know who N'Golo Kante is, N'Golo Kante is regarded one of the best midfielders who plays for Chelsea and also plays for the French national team. It will be remembered that he is one of the most disciplined, football players in the world right about now. Even when you go back to history, he's still a humble man and one of the best disciplined, with no yellow cards or red cards. Definitely very disciplined, and he is a defensive midfielder, and that's what the club Arsenal has been looking for. And when you see how he's been playing, definitely he's been playing quite well. So let's see, who is N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante is a French professional football player who plays as a midfielder for Premier League club Chelsea and the French national team, considered by many to be one of the world's best midfielders. And I will be remembered that he is considered as the world's best midfielder, and Kante is praised for his work rate and defensive acumen. He's 32 years of age, and he's born the 29th of March 1991 in France, Paris, France. Anyway, so let's see. He's 32 years old. So when we talk about 32 years old of N'Golo Kante and him joining Arsenal, is he going to bring a big impact to the club? How long can he sign for the club? Because it's not 31, it's 32. The fact that he's 32 years right about now, definitely that shows you that he definitely has some time, but not far. He's not a long. It's not going to solve the problem long term, because he's possibly got 3 years until he can retire. As we always say, it's always safe to play until 35. After that, not much results will definitely be out. And that's why we think it could be a good thing if Arsenal sign this gentleman for 3 years, not more than 3 years. But for his case, being a midfielder, the midfielders are the football players that link. They link the game, link the balls to the defenders and also to the strikers, and they do a lot of running. And with time, as a football player, as you age, you definitely lose the pace. So you want him at his best, and I think that is going to be until he's 35, and that could be 3 years. It could be up to he could be signing a contract that could run up to 3 years. But it will be remembered that there is a big possibility of Arsenal signing him, as he has no problems with Arsenal, and he, as a matter of fact, would like to play for Arsenal. But one of the advantages, anyway, that is in place is that he is running, or he has actually run out of contract, and as we speak, definitely I think right about now he's out of contract. He is a free agent, and he's going to be going to a club without paying any money, and that's where Arsenal will come in. And if he is if he is going to take a lot of wages, that could be quite understandable, because if he's going to take loads of wages, it's quite understandable because he's free. Yeah, because you're going to get him totally free. He's a free agent. So people asking me about. Let me see what people asking about N'Golo Kante. Anyway, has N'Golo Kante ever had a red card? In 5 years in the Premier League, he has yet to receive a red card. Under Chelsea management, he was deployed in more advanced midfield role, one that he previously played at Leicester, showcasing his effectiveness and professional on the ball call duties. Anyway, he's not got a red card. No, he doesn't have any red card. Did Kante did Kante sell sugarcane? Okay, let's see. Within a space of 10 years, N'Golo Kante's life was transformed from selling sugarcane to winning the World Cup in Russia. When God decides to bless you, even a clock without a butterfly will function, without a battery, sorry. Yeah, so from a young football player, not even football player, person was selling sugar canes on the street to a wonderful football player. Anyway, that's a question for another day. Anyway, somebody's asking who is better, Casemiro or Kante? Who is better than defensive? Who is better in defense, Casemiro or N'Golo Kante? Okay, let's have a look at two Casemiro and N'Golo Kante's defensive skill. Casemiro has a total of 4 blocks, 78 aerial duels, and a total of 25 attacks. N'Golo Kante has a total of 0 blocks, 5 aerial duels, and a total of 2 tackles. I think anyway, if Casemiro or N'Golo Kante, what's your opinion as a person? Go into the comment section and let me know what you think. Do you think Casemiro is better than N'Golo Kante, or you think N'Golo Kante is better than Casemiro? I would like to take N'Golo Kante over Casemiro. Reason being, N'Golo Kante makes very good successful tackles. And then I mean successive tackles. Even Casemiro makes successive tackles, but most of them are dirty, and that's why he gets loads of red cards. That's why the last season has been full of red cards and yellow cards for him. Is too rough, and you do not need a player who's going to be missing out on almost every game, no matter how good they are. And that's why I think I would go with Kante. So, which football players do red? Anyway, let me see. Does the UK broad sugarcane? Anyway. How good is Kante? Let's see his skill, but let's see. Kante is a very good one, I must say, very talented football player. And when he was at Leicester City, will be remembered that he played professionally, played very well at Leicester City, and also helped the club gain the English Premier League trophy at Leicester City. And also it will be remembered that despite him playing quite well and helping out, he also played when he played for France. He's been an exceptional. He's been a very good football player. He's been class. He's been a class football player. He's played brilliantly, and also not forgetting the when he's played for Chelsea also, and Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte was one of his favorite managers, if not his favorite manager. He definitely played brilliantly, quite well, and he performed definitely very, very well. And he gained international recognition with being linked to quite a big number of clubs. And as we speak right about now, up to now, loads of clubs are after him. And the fact that he is on a free transfer, he'll have loads and loads of clubs coming up for one of the best midfielders in the world to make sure that he can sign for them. Because he's regarded as one of the best, if not the best, defensive midfielder. So I think Kante is a good one, and I think he can bring quite positive results to the club Arsenal. If Arsenal definitely sign him, it should be easy for the club Arsenal, because N'Golo Kante sometimes is not looking at the magnitude of the money. He's looking at whether he's gonna be happy. He's gonna be happy at the club. So Arsenal should put all these things that definitely will make him a happy man, will also entice him to join the club, because he's a free transfer and you do not get such big chances, really. You do not get such big chances quite often, because what always happens when a football player like him approaches the final year, he signs a contract, or even before he signs a contract, he's sold away to raise quite a lot of funds to prepare for the coming season. But it's not been the fact now that he's out of contract and is looking at leaving the club Chelsea. Before he was quite thinking that he's going to remain at the club Chelsea. Possibly that's why he remained there and he wasn't sold. But the fact that Chelsea has not been playing quite well, it's not improved in a long period of time. Chelsea has not played very well, and uh, when management of Chelsea changed, when when Abramovich left Chelsea and Todd Bowley became the co-owner of Chelsea. Roman Abramovich had left a few things at Chelsea, or he had a proper setup, and that's why uh, it was a successful club. And right about now, Todd Bowley thinks that he has to have his own setup, not working under a setup of another person. That's why he's trying to change things inside out. And that's why one of the players that were definitely not so happy about him, Todd Bowley, going into the dressing room of the club, uh, uh, dressing room of the players at halftime and telling them how horrible they were, was N'Golo Kante, and this thing has definitely forced some of the football players to leave the club. They are looking for a, a way to leave the club, and N'Golo Kante is not an exception. He's also not so interested anymore in the club Chelsea. We could see him having an extension at the club 2 3 years. We can't rule it out because that's where he hasn't. That's where he isn't. Anything can happen. But I would like to think. I would like to think though. For that to be done, definitely they will have to convince him quite more. But he's quite unconvinced, and he's looking at a move to the club Arsenal, as quite a big number of clubs want him, including Paris Saint-Germain. PSG also wanted this gentleman. Manchester United also wanted this gentleman. So there could be a bit of a tight competition between Manchester United and Arsenal for N'Golo Kante. But what I can confirm to you, whoever takes N'Golo Kante will have taken gold. Whoever buys N'Golo Kante will have bought gold, because he's a wonderful one. Despite the age, he's 32, and if you buy him for some reasonable amount of money and you let him play, you sign the contract for possibly 3 years. Definitely, you're going to have a wonderful 3 years with N'Golo Kante. He's going to sort out your defense, and I mean, a club like Arsenal need him. And looking at how Manchester United has been playing in the defense, definitely they are not good. They are not play have not been playing well in the defense, and that's why they need a person like N'Golo Kante. And that's why Arsenal need to act fast, because that's an opportunity for a club like Manchester United to sign him, and they are willing to inject in the money. So if Arsenal are going to have N'Golo Kante, they need to act fast, pay the money, uh, not even pay the money because he's a free transfer, but make sure they can agree with him and give him reasonable wages, give him quite good wages, and seal the transfer as soon as they can, as early as they can. So I think it's going to be a good transfer. It's going to be a wonderful one. I shouldn't say N'Golo Kante to Arsenal. It's going to be a bit tricky. It would be tricky if possibly if N'Golo Kante was not into all this. Definitely it would be a bit tricky. But N'Golo Kante is also interested in joining the club. Is interested in joining the club Arsenal, so that makes it quite easy for the club Arsenal, because what they are doing is already in the way of N'Golo Kante. So it will be a good one defensive wise. And now I think there would be Arsenal would be a better squad when you see the football players, and you already know that we talked about depth in the general transfer window as a problem that was faced by Arsenal. And right about now, we are still talking about depth, better options. And I don't think now it should be about depth. It should be better options because Arsenal has a bit of depth now. Now it's about better options. Just like you've got a good football player down there, but playing. You've got Saka playing. Who is going to come if Saka is off? Is he better than Saka? Are they level with Saka? That's what we mean by better options. He's an option, but he's quite good. And also, maybe players like possibly like let's say in the defense you've got Ben White. You got a player who is in the ratings of Ben White? That's what we're talking about. On the bench, is he going to come? Is this player going to come off the bench and make an impact on the game? That's what we're talking about. Otherwise, thank you for being part of this and make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on anything the Arsenal chapter has to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related right about here. At the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Karls, I say thank you and goodbye for now.